Cuba, que viva Cuba.
Hola, hola, yo soy profesora de español y soy cubana y aquí estoy en el aeropuerto, estoy volando a La Habana. Voy a hacer un viaje de inmersión con un alumno mío que es hijo de cubana. Él no conoce Cuba, va por primera vez a conocer sus raíces y pues me pidió que lo acompañara. Así que vamos para allá. Acabo de facturar mis maletas. Pues nada, voy ahora hacia el avión para encontrarme con él en La Habana. Él está volando desde San Francisco y vamos a estar viajando toda esta semana. Vamos a estar filmando videos, vamos a hacer un blog de nuestra experiencia allá en Cuba y vamos a ver qué tal. Yo estoy segura de que todo va a salir muy bien, va a ser un viaje muy emotivo. Nos vemos. Pues nada.
Today's journey is especially meaningful. Brian has been my student for 5 years. He is of Cuban origin, his mother is Cuban, but he was born in Scotland and now lives in the United States. Growing up, Spanish was always part of his life. His mother spoke Spanish at home, and he grew up surrounded by Cuban food, Cuban music, and Cuban culture. But despite all of that, he had never actually been to Cuba. Over time, that connection to his roots became more distant, simply because he no longer has close family on the island. So this trip is deeply personal. He asked me to accompany him on this journey, and together we carefully chose what we felt would be the best moment to come, with enough flexibility to make this experience comfortable, meaningful, and real. For Brian, this is not only his first trip to Cuba. It's his first real step back to his roots. This is not just tourism. This is about identity, language, and reconnecting with where part of him comes from. And Cuba, as always, begins at the airport.
Bueno, ya estamos aquí en Cuba. Ya llegamos después de un larguísimo viaje, con muchos problemas con las maletas. A mí me dejaron una maleta en Mérida. A Brian le marcaron una maleta porque traía medicamentos para regalar. Pero bueno, felices, estuvimos adentro todo el tiempo. Ya él tuvo la primera superclase de la aduana cubana y del aeropuerto. Entonces, ¿qué tú crees de todo esto?
Creo que estoy cansado.
Muy cansado. ¿Muy cansado?
Sí, muy cansado porque yo empecé mi jornada a las 9 de la noche anterior y ahora que estoy aquí y casi son las 7 de la noche aquí. Soy un poco cansado, pero muy emocionado de estar acá. Creo que estoy cansado.
Y tenemos la guagua, o sea, el autobús, que nos va a llevar cerquita de la casa. Así que vinimos aquí a vivir a la cubana, cogiendo guagua, como hacemos todos los cubanos. Ya estamos aquí en clase total.
When we finally arrived in Havana, the real immersion began immediately. Like many arrivals in Cuba, our first experience was at customs. There is an inspection process for luggage, and in our case, it definitely gave us our first taste of how unpredictable travel can be here. One of my suitcases was left behind, so we had to file a claim before even leaving the airport. Brian's luggage was also flagged for inspection because he brought medications to donate, and customs needed to carefully verify that everything was permitted and not considered controlled. So before even stepping fully into Cuba, we were already learning one of the country's first lessons: patience, flexibility, and adaptation. Once we finished, we connected to the airport Wi-Fi, which is often one of the first priorities after landing, especially after a long international journey. And then, we stepped outside. Right outside the airport, there is an affordable bus service that Cubans call a guagua, one of the most authentic and practical ways to begin experiencing the country beyond tourism. We decided to take it. We spoke with the staff, paid for the service, and comfortably began our journey toward Vedado, where we would be staying. And honestly, this was one of the best possible introductions to Cuba. From that very first ride, Brian was already experiencing the island in real time. The heat, the movement, the rhythm of Havana, the evolving transportation system, and the visible shift toward more electric vehicles as Cuba continues adapting to its ongoing energy crisis. From the window, Cuba was already speaking. This wasn't a resort transfer. This was real life. Street by street, bus by bus, sensation by sensation. Brian's first impressions of Cuba were unfolding in the most genuine way possible. When we finally arrived in Vedado, the bus dropped us right near my home, and a friend was waiting for us to help us settle in. And just like that, after years of language, culture, family memories, and distance, Brian was finally here, not imagining Cuba, not hearing about Cuba, not inheriting Cuba from stories. but living it, and this was only the beginning. To end our first night in Cuba, we chose something simple, authentic, and unforgettable. We went to a local private restaurant, a place known for traditional Guajiro-style food, deeply rooted in the flavors of the Cuban countryside and everyday culture. This was not about luxury. It was about beginning with real Cuba, through its food. And there, Brian experienced his first true Cuban meal on the island.
Arroz congrí, picadillo, and of course, Cuban tamal.
And then, one of those beautiful, unexpected moments happened. Playing there, almost as if Cuba itself had planned the welcome,
was the music of Polo Montañez, one of Brian's longtime favorites.
And just like that, Brian's first day in Cuba came to an end. From airports and customs, to guaguas, Cuban food, and music that already felt like part of him. Day one was not about tourism. It was about arrival into Cuba, and arrival into a deeper part of himself. And this was only the beginning.
Cuba para siempre.